Okay, so today I'm going to do a strength yoga with weights class. I am going to start you actually standing up again and such. And of course now you can see what my big enormous kennel is used for. I have a pit bull puppy and then another one over here who are chewing on an enormous stick. Go ahead and reach up, stretch up. It's really, really cold outside and snowy, and they were trying to bring it in the house anyway. And this is my only space in my house to do yoga. So it was either not do one or work it in with the practice today, okay? So of course that stretching up, that reaching up helps us just open up, getting ready for movement, and then just come to the top of your mat and bring your hands to Samastiti, or Namaste, so we are in Samastiti. I do listen to music while I'm doing this. Once again, I can't play that out loud while I'm teaching. I'm listening to Buddha Bar Radio on Pandora. Feel free to play any other music that you would like to play to keep you motivated, okay? It doesn't have to be on beat or anything like that, okay? So we just come to the top of our mat and hands at our heart and set your intention for today. Mine is just simply hoping the dogs will be quiet. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach up, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back. This is your high to low. You can certainly do this from your knees or your toes and your high to low. And then your inhale, up dog or cobra. I'm just keeping my thighs on the floor right now for a cobra. And then a king cobra. And then exhale, down dog. Feeling free to pedal, to kick, to twist, to help just release some really just superficial tightnesses that we've taken on today. And then inhale, push back. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, moving through the half lift, contracting the shoulder blades, squeeze those cheeks, push those hips forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, exhale, walk or jump back, your high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra, exhale, down dog. And again, just feel free to move if you're drawn to move around. And stretching it back. Inhale, push back. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Arms out to the side, moving through the half lift, contracting the shoulder blades, squeeze those cheeks, push the hips forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back, your high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And again, just feeling free to pedal, to kick, to twist. It's not about straight legs, so your down dog may look like this, just bent knees. Maybe it is straight legs, but try not to round and put dump a bunch of weight into the hands. Shift it backwards, and if that means you bend your knees, you have to bend your knees. And then inhale, push back. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now you're going to bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana. Pause on the exhale. I'm just simply going to turn. And then we're going to inhale, standing. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to standing. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to standing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back, your high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, your right leg up. Exhale, the lunge. We ground the back foot. You want to use those glutes to help pull you up into your warrior one. Exhale, interlacing the hands back. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, bow forward. Re-engage the glutes to help pull you back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor. Stepping back, high to low. I don't feel warm enough quite yet to get into full chaturangas from the toes. And then inhale, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Ground the back up. Back foot, use those glutes to help pull you up to warrior one. Exhale, interlacing the hands back. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, bow forward. Re-engage the glutes to help pull you back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And again, that pause for today in your down dog. And inhale, push back. Exhale, walk forward. Jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana, pausing on the exhale. Inhale to standing. We're going to side bend to the right. And then inhale to standing. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to standing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Ground the back foot. Use those glutes, those abs to help pull you up, warrior one. Exhale, interlacing the hands back. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, bow forward. Re-engage those glutes to help pull you back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor. Stepping back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Ground the back foot. Use those glutes, those abs to help pull you up, warrior one. Exhale, interlacing the hands back. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, bow forward. Re-engage the glutes to help pull you back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And once again, that pause in your down dog. And inhale, push back. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana, pausing on the exhale. Inhale to standing, exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to standing, exhale, side bend left. Inhale to standing, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back your high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Ground the back foot. Use those glutes, those abs to help pull you up, warrior one. Exhale, interlacing the hands back. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, bow forward. Re-engage the glutes to help pull you back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Ground the back foot. Use those glutes, those abs to help pull you up, warrior one. Exhale, interlacing the hands back. Inhale, lift and open up. Exhale, bow forward. Re-engage the glutes to help pull you back up to warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Hello. Exhale, down dog. All right, it's just that pause. I'm going to have you stay in down dog while I simply go over. So Sun A, Sun B is your warm-up so we can shake stuff off, so we can get an idea of what our strength gas tank actually happens to be. So you then get to dictate the intensity of the class. I try to stay as in between as much as I can, but that's a sliding scale. It's subjective. You can use weights, not use weights. Make sure you switch out weights. If you got dumbbells, great. If you don't have dumbbells, remember you got canned goods around the house. You can use water bottles filled with water. Keep in mind the water bottle's filled with water, hardest option because of the water sloshing around. So be careful, especially if you've got shoulder stuff going on, okay? It's just more work, okay? Now, inhale, push back, exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Now you're gonna grab weights or whatever you've decided to use, and if it's nothing, that's fine, okay? I'm simply gonna turn. You can turn with me if you want. You certainly don't have to. I do keep your feet apart for this. We're just gonna go up and down while I talk about this, okay? Now, the reason I have your feet apart is that we don't do anything in this world with our feet together like that, okay? The only thing we do with our feet that close to each other is try to hold in poop or pee until we find a bathroom, okay? So it's clearly not what we're doing right here. We need to give a little bit of space for the feet, knees, hips, and low back, okay? Now, equal weight through the feet, front to back, so I don't want you to lift up your toes today. Just not today. It's really a shitty cue. Because we need to make sure that we utilize that entire foot, okay? Now, to make sure that we've got stability going through those legs, remember we got equal weight front to back to the feet. Think about that big toe and the big toe joint. Kind of dig that into the ground, not to dump the knees in, but just think about that one. And you're going to push your feet outward without moving them. You should feel this tightness go up through the hips. Now, you make sure you want to do that spreading of the floor, spreading of the mat the entire time. Through the descent, through the ascent. So you have stability, okay? Now, last one. And now fold. And now inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back. So now I feel a bit more warmed up. I'm gonna test out high to low on my toes. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Take your right knee to the right elbow. We do slide into plank. And then inhale, kick up. Back to the right elbow. Inhale, kick up. Back to the right elbow. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, low lunge. We're going to ground the back foot again. Grab your weights. Re-squeeze that left butt cheek, those glutes, those abs. I'll pull you up. So you ground the outer edge of the back foot into the floor. Squeeze those cheeks. Don't worry about squaring the hips up. Just square the armpits up. So we find an inhale as you're ready to exhale. Going into an airplane with a tricep extension. So notice I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward. I'm not looking forward. I am looking right at my ankle and my knee. And then come back up, okay? Now, that's an important head alignment to maintain good posture for here, okay? Now, make sure that your left butt cheek stays tight and your lower abdominals are engaged to help stabilize the lower half to lower that torso down. But you re-engage the glutes to help pull you back up. That head position, we don't need to have an active neck extension that's just going to irritate your neck and actually your lower back. Re-engage those glutes. We're just going to do one more. We're going to inhale up and now exhale, open up warrior two. Okay? Now dumbbells need to be up and down at least. Re-engage the glutes, lower abdominals, upper back. So we're going to straighten out the leg, arms come up overhead, and then down. Now, keep your left butt cheek engaged, or whatever the back leg happens to be. Try to re-engage that right one to get you up and out of that warrior two lunge. Now, upper back, right at those shoulder blades are kind of, remember that's the center, that peripheral core, right at those shoulder blades. They've got to activate to help those arms out, that stable platform upon which those arms can move. This way we're doing the same thing for the arms as we're doing for the lower half. Now if this bothers your shoulders, just bring the arms in. You don't have to bring the arms out. You can lower the weight. You can keep the weight below the shoulders. I don't actually care which one you do. Do the one that's most appropriate for you today. All right, so we have one more. So we're gonna bring the arms up, hands to the waist. We're gonna pivot the toes around. Now this is too wide of a stance for what I wanna do next. So we're just gonna heel toe it in just a bit. I'm gonna turn to the side. You're gonna hinge the hips back, tip the torso forward, but only at around a 45, 50-degree angle. Bring the arms out to the side. Now, we go back into that spreading of the floor concept, pushing the feet outward without moving them, whatever cue you connect with, so we can provide stability for the lower half. We still draw the belly in. Now notice where my arms are. If you're feeling this more upper shoulder into the neck, your arm placement's too high. And you need to slide the shoulders down the back and let the arms change position, okay? As long as you're trying to go out here, that's gonna be neck anyway, okay? So we wanna change the angle for this. We're just gonna do one more here, okay? And now you're going to fold forward. You can take those feet much wider. And now while you're in this wide stance fold or prasarita, move around how you feel you need to move around. Maybe you need to shift right to left. Maybe you just need to shift the pelvis. Maybe you need to twist open, okay? It's up to you. Maybe you feel you actually need to just come out of the pose, get a drink of water. Because I know it's what I need to do, simply because I'm doing a lot more talking. Okay? Now, we're gonna come back to center. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, you're gonna grab your weights if you're using them. Place them on the weights on your waist for the exhale. And now use those glutes, those abs to help pull you up. We're gonna heel toe those feet back in. I'm gonna show different arm options for this. We're gonna squat down, come up into star, okay? Now, if overhead pressing bothers the shoulder, of course you can change hand placement. You can have the palms face each other if that makes it feel better. You can keep the hands below the shoulders. Now, just because I'm doing a deep squat, I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see, just because I'm doing this deep squat doesn't mean that that's what I want you to do. Especially if your ankles, or you can do both, especially if your ankles don't have that mobility for that squat, especially if your hips don't have that mobility for that squat, you may end up having to go shorter. Perfect. It doesn't matter. Remember, you're trying to find your place in this squat, okay? We just have one more wherever you're at. And then we're gonna go back into a warrior two position. We re-engage the glutes, lower abdominals, upper back so we can hold these arms up. Bring the arms in, we reach for a reverse warrior. Now notice I'm only reaching up. I'm not trying to go backwards. You'll kill your back. You're gonna reach up, you're gonna exhale because of the additional weight. Then you're gonna go forward, but re-engage the glutes, the abs to get you up off that thigh. Hello. And of course, puppies are always helpful. They were actually quite wild before. That is actually one of the reasons why I brought this stick in, because I knew it would quiet them down. Now, I keep bringing the arms close to the body, then extending. That is actually more doable. It's a little easier. You might have to put the weights down. Now, people who've come to my class that are watching this, do you know how to make it harder? I'm actually not going to make that harder option, well, available. Not that you couldn't figure it out. But again, when you got we got people watching that you don't know anything about them, and we do this, it's monkey see, monkey do, we can't help but follow along. And this way, I can keep you in a safer position. All right, we just have one more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, we're gonna pivot around. Weights to the floor, hands to the floor, stepping back, your high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. So of course I'm going to keep coming down while my dogs are up, because while I'm in down dog, they're going to be all over me. Okay? Now, and they'll figure out eventually to go lay down. All right. Now, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. It's going to set slight pause. Inhale, kick up. Back to the left elbow. Inhale, up. Back to the left elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, low lunge. We ground the back foot. Grab the weights if you're using them. Again, we re-engage right butt cheek, that right leg, and the abs to help pull you up. We find that inhales, we exhale, we go down. And again, remember, we're looking at the ankle, not forward in any place, okay? Now re-engage the glutes, those abs to help pull you up. Right glute, abs, it's all your abs, not just the right side. It's not possible. Okay, now we re-engage that right glute, those abs to help pull you up off that thigh. They stay tight to provide that stability as we tip forward. And then of course we're trying to keep the ears over the shoulders. Now we just have one more. We're gonna come on up. We're gonna exhale, open up. So now this way you get to see the back view. Of course you can turn around and watch me, and while you have that left leg in front or the opposite leg. Now re-engage the glutes, arms up, bring the arms up, and then back down. Re-engage those glutes to get you up and out. Keeping that right butt cheek engaged. We re-engage that right butt cheek to get you up and out. And again, it's that upper back, right? Those shoulder blades that are initiating the lift for those arms. Bothers the shoulders, just bring it in a bit closer, or just keep it below, okay? Listen to what your body's trying to get you to do. Last one, inhale, arms up, exhale, hands to waist. You're gonna pivot around, and again, we're gonna bring those feet in. I'm gonna turn. We're gonna hinge the hips back, tip the torso forward. Arms are down, spread the floor with the feet. Bring those arms out. Daisy. Go lay down. Go chew your stick. All right, so again, now be careful with the back. We have this tendency to overextend. If it's starting to bother your back, you're probably overextending. And you need to kind of do a smidgen. Pull those rib cage back. It's not a rounding. It gets tricky. Like I'll overextend. I have to catch myself. I go through this checklist all the time for myself, not just for everybody else. Again, we want to slide those shoulders down the back. It gets easier to the degree that I can just go through it faster because I'm more familiar with it within my body. Last one. And now we're just going to fold. And again, you can take those feet wider, folding forward. What is it that your body needs you to do? Again, I need a drink. Prasarita, I'll be honest, is my least favorite posture. I always get up out of it as everybody's in it. Not because I hate it. I don't need it. I fold forward, stretch, it's released, I'm good to go. Some people need a little bit longer. All right, now you are gonna come back to center. You're gonna inhale, half lift, exhale, grab the weights, hands onto the waist. Use those glutes, those abs to help pull you up. We're gonna heel toe those feet in. Wherever you want those dumbbells. Again, I'm just gonna start from the back, squatting it down, lift and tighten up. As I come up, I'm gonna turn. As I come up, I squeeze those glutes and abs. And again, you may have to take the arms down, change the arm all together. Do the one that makes this movement doable for you. It's not an easy movement. You don't even have to lift the leg up off the floor. You can stay in contact with the ground, still engage those glutes. Now, we're just gonna do one more, wherever you're at, it's fine. And we're going to find warrior two. Again, we re-engage the glutes, upper back, draw the belly in. We inhale, reaching up. Exhale, extended side angle. Again, we re-engage the glutes, the abs to get you up as you reach. And once again, notice I'm just reaching up. I'm not trying to get into a deeper side bend. It's actually not a good idea with the additional weight. Good. And again, that upper back is active. If this is getting too much for you weight-wise, just simply put the weights down. Still works. We're still contracting. We're still activating. And now inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping back, high to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now again, just hang out in down dog, feeling free to paddle, to kick, to twist. Now, today I'm just going to take you down to the floor because I'm going to do more stuff on the floor than I did when I did this on Facebook Live. So, I'm going to have you come down to your knees. Now, you're going to take that weight, place it behind your left knee. You're going to hug the weight with your knee. Now, if you need padding for your knee, definitely go and get a blanket or an additional mat, fold your blanket or fold your mat up, whatever you need to do. Now, you might find if you point your toes that it causes your foot to cramp, so just flex the foot. All right. Actually, I'm going to do this one. I just suddenly changed my mind. So we're going to bring your leg up, extend your arm out. Now, be careful that you're not sagging in your shoulder. You need to come up out of that shoulder. So we inhale, find length. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then as you come up, we contract that back side and we pop out of that shoulder. So we try not to sag in the shoulders. We come in and flex, but then we do make sure that we are not stuck sagging in the shoulders. We come back up. Good, so it's just a moving tabletop with some additional weight. Good. And this is the last one. We're gonna hold here, and again, we're not sagging in the shoulder. We come up. Now, bring the leg out to the side, bring your right arm out to the right. You're gonna bend the right arm, and now we're just gonna bring it center. And again, I'm not dropping my right shoulder down. I've gotta make sure I'm square to the floor. It does make this harder for the central core when we do this. Now, last one, we're just come around and then hands and knees to the floor. And now, you're just gonna sit back and just stretch out the hips. And you can drop the hips to one side. Drop the hips to another side. So let's say this bothered your wrists. You can take the back of the hand towards the floor and bend those elbows, getting a bit of a stretch for those wrists. All right, so now we're gonna come back up. Bring your weight now behind the right leg. We hug it. Now, your option as well for those hands is that you can come up. Now, make sure that you're not digging your fingernails into your palms. They're a bit flat, and that your rings are, tops of your rings are on the inside, or just take your rings off altogether. This is also an option, okay? So now we're gonna pick up your right leg, extend the left arm, and again, make sure you're not sagging in that shoulder. It's gonna make it like you just got farther away from the floor, the arm just got longer. So we inhale, find length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, find length. Exhale, elbow to knee. And again, as we come up, push out of that arm so that upper back is strong. Remember, the upper back's your peripheral core. It helps take care of that arm, that neck, the wrist. And now we're gonna hold. We're gonna take the left arm out to the side, right leg out to the right. Again, we're not sagging in the shoulder. We're not dropping down. And we just bring this elbow and the knee midline. Now that you can't see because of my dog. They're always helpful, always encouraging. Good girl. All right, and now last one, and release. Go ahead and release the weight. And again, you're going to sit back, drop the hips to one side, and now drop the hips to the other side, and release. Now we're gonna come back up on top of our knees, hands and knees for tabletop. Extend left leg out behind you, the right arm out in front of you. Start on the floor. We re-engage the glutes, lower abdominals, upper back, and we do push that floor away so we get out of that shoulder socket. And then we lift, we bend the left leg, reach around, find your foot or ankle. So remember, if you cannot find it from up here, you simply put the knee down, shift backwards, get a hold of your foot, and then come back up. Now, again, I don't want to sag in my shoulder socket to find height in this. I don't want to sacrifice my shoulder joint just to get this imaginary stretch. Just because my leg goes up here and yours doesn't mean mine's right and yours is wrong. It's just about a stretch. Release, reach for the front, reach for the back. Take your right hand to the floor. We lean into that right hand, bring, left leg through. All right, so we have a short stance. 90 on the back front leg, 90 on the back leg. We have all the weight over the back leg, okay? Now we're gonna tuck the tail under, bring the hip bone up towards the rib cage. You're gonna bring your right arm up and side bend. Now I don't know what direction you're facing, so I don't know if you'd be going away from me to the right or towards me to the right, okay? And release. You're gonna take your left leg out in front. Now, I already placed my foot down, so I've got some stability and some balance. And I already bend my knee, so I've got that same balance, okay? I'm not crossing my left leg midline, because that takes away balance. That back foot, if it's crossing the midline, you need to bring it out behind you, okay? Now, fingertips can either go up the spine, if the wrists and shoulders allow for that. They don't, just go down. It's also preference. Or you can just have your hands on your waist. We do engage the glutes as we push those hips forward. Now let's say this is really tender on those hip flexors and you're going to lean forward. Well, I'm going to have you lean back, come back out of that, get back into that uncomfortableness, okay? Back out of that stretch just a bit, give your body a second, and then go back into it. Stretching isn't always comfortable, okay? You may have to do that a couple of times. Re-engage the glutes, not because I'm obsessed with it, but because it provides stability for the joint and balance, okay? We open up the chest, keep engaging the glutes. Maybe this is enough of a stretch for you for your chest and neck, but maybe you want to take it back. Remember, it's about you connecting with what you're needing, not necessarily what I'm personally doing right here. Now, take your hands to the inside, send your left leg back. We get back into that tabletop position. Send your left leg or right leg back, left arm out. We re-engage the glutes, upper back, and we lift. Bend your right leg, reach around with the left hand to find your foot or ankle, and again, finding your stretch. And again, if you're sagging in the shoulder, push out of that shoulder joint, which might pull the leg down. That's okay. We don't want to trash your shoulder for a stretch. And release. Reach for the front, reach for the back. Left hand to the floor. We lean into the left hand. Bring right leg through. Once again, 90-90. I have all the weight onto the back leg. Tuck that tail under. We bring your left arm up. And we side bend to the right. And again, if you got to stretch, you feel a stretching but not letting go, you come out of it a little bit. And then just go back into it. And release. Take your leg out a little bit further. Once again, let your foot go to the floor, but let the knee bend, okay? Make sure that the back leg's not going midline. Make sure the front leg's not going midline. Re-engage those glutes. Find your hand position. Lift and open, pushing the hips forward. And once again, if you're just trying to get into the pose but miss this stretch, you're not helping yourself out. Simply back out of the movement for a moment to give your body a moment to process what's happening. It will let go, okay? It might take a few times of moving in and out. You can do that. It is allowed. Just be gentle about it, okay? And now release. Take the hands to the floor. We send your left leg back. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you curl your toes under or cross the ankles. Sit back. And now I'm going to have you sit on the floor. Hands go behind the knees. Okay? And we're going to sit nice and tall. Suck that belly button backwards. Lean backwards. And just hold here for a moment. If this isn't overly hard for you and you're trying to make this harder, don't worry. I'm going to progress this. But I need you to feel for some things. This isn't rounding. So I need you to contract the upper back. We draw the belly in, and right now we're just supporting ourselves right here, just to get this feel. Your abdominals are working. All you have to do is touch them and feel them, and you can feel them contracting. Just because they're not burning doesn't mean they're not working, okay? And then we release, and we're going to lean forward and get into a forward fold. The lower back is involved in this movement. It has to be because it's part of the stabilization process. What you necessarily shouldn't feel is that the lower back is overpowering the work of the abdominals. This is why I'm going to show different options and why I will continually go into a forward fold afterwards. Okay? Now we're going to come back up and we're going to get into that position again. We're going to sit nice and tall, suck the belly button back, lean back, activate the upper back. Now we're going to let go. Okay, so now once we let go, there's more work for the abdominals. But again, it doesn't mean round. It means you need to contract the upper back. If you're tensing your neck, it means you need to come out of it a bit or bring those hands back to the knees. Okay, it's just letting you know while you might not feel this, it might be just too difficult for the abdominals today. And if you're clenching, let go, back off, and release. Now, you can either stay with the forward fold with the legs straight out in front of you. You can also get into a straddle type movement for the forward fold. And you can also get into a Baddha Konasana. Now don't get these two mixed up as far as the Baddha Konasana and the straddle. You're stretching your adductors differently because the adductors attach onto the femur and crossing the knee joint differently. So they're capturing two different things. So we're going to come back up. We're going to sit nice and tall. Once again, hands behind the knees. We lift, lean back, we let go. Now, I'm going to have you straighten out your right leg, flex the foot, contract the quadriceps. Don't lift it even off the floor yet. Okay, so don't round. We got to recheck. We're going to lift and just hold. Now, if you're trying to do this, that's just hip flexors and not knee extensors. This should actually feel very hard to lift up the leg because I'm taking out the hip flexors so I can focus on the knee extensors more, okay? And then we place the foot down, we extend right leg or the left leg out or just the other leg, we flex the foot, again, reactivate, draw the belly in, lift, okay? Now, I'm not gonna get into too much correction here, but you might have to tap right on the inside of the knee a bit and release. Now, instead of the forward fold, I'm going to have you lean off to the side, get a hold of your foot, heel to the glute, tuck that tail under, because now I'm going to stretch that side of the quadricep that might have been overpowering what I wanted you to do. Try not to sag in the shoulder. Once again, you want to make sure you're pushing out of the shoulder and release. We go to the other side, and again, we're not sagging. We push out, grab a hold of the foot, and then we tuck that tail under. We're going to do that one more time so you can notice the difference. Oh, goodness. And release. All right. So we're going to sit nice and tall, lean back, Extend your right leg out. Again, we flex the foot. Again, upper back's active, drawing the belly in, and we lift. Now, what you might find is that the work left this side and kind of move maybe more center, globally working, so nobody feels like they're overworking, and then maybe more onto that teardrop VMO muscle that's right on the inside medial diagonal of that kneecap, and switch. That's what you want, okay? I'm only turning so you can see. Flex foot, we lift. Now, that's what happened to this leg. It was more this side than right inside, right above that knee, okay? Good. And then release, leaning forward again. You have that option for the forward fold. You have the option for the straddle. You have the option for Baddha Konasana, okay? So we're just gonna do one more, hopefully. All right, so when we do this one, the hands are gonna go behind you, not right behind you. Give your body some space. Legs are straight. I'm gonna turn, okay? So you get a sense of this, okay? Because we want to be able to move with this, okay? So we flex both legs, we draw the belly in, activate the upper back. I'm not rolling my elbows in. So don't do this from the arms, do this from the upper back, okay? And then maybe you lift both legs, but maybe you can't lift both legs, okay? You can hover, even though I'm in contact with the ground, I've lightened up the load, you will still feel the abdominals work. This way you can still keep the legs straight and get the knee extensors involved. And release, leaning forward, okay? It's not about making your abdominal exercise harder and missing what's supposed to be worked. It's about doing it correctly and noticing that the whole body actually has to be involved in this, and you'll actually get stronger faster in a safer way versus stronger faster and somebody gets sacrificed in the middle, like your neck or your low back or the knees in this case. And release. All right, so we're just gonna face the front. We already got hamstrings, we already got the adductors if you did get into the adductors. So we're just gonna cross one ankle right above the knee. We're gonna lean back, bring that leg up for a hip stretch. Now some of you are gonna go, yeah, this feels really good. Some of you may feel it right there. You just stay there, okay? Maybe it's up here. Maybe you need something deeper, like double pigeon, which you would drop that knee down and work your way into it. Ugh, I haven't done double pigeon probably since all of this started, okay? And you can rock into these movements, whether you're in double pigeon. Remember, you don't have to be here if this is not available. You can be here. You can go back and forth between the two. You can drop the knees, lean forward, slouch, get nice and tall. It's all okay. And release. It's about developing that intimate relationship between you and your body, which is only between you and your body. Cross the other ankle right above the knee. We lean back, and again, we get that sense of what's going on with this hip. Does this hip need, remember, it's gentleness. If it's not letting go, it's kind of intense. Just come out of it. Give it a moment. Come back into it. Okay, maybe you feel that you want to play around with double pigeon. Remember, this isn't the end all of all yoga postures. Who cares about stuff like that? Remember, it's about what's available to you. There's a lot of poses I can't do because they're just simply not available to me. And we don't want to get attached to getting into stuff like that. And we get overly attached, I think, to what looks like your simpler postures, because those are the ones I actually have to knock out quite a bit for some people, because there's just too many, it just doesn't feel right. And release. And then I'm just going to have you lie on your back. Now, a lot of people like Happy Baby. So if you do get into Happy Baby, you can grab the outside or the inside of the feet. You can also come back behind the knees on those thighs and pull. Not because it's a modification, God forbid, but because it captures a stretch on the sacrum and the ilium that happy baby doesn't actually catch, okay? Now, if your hips are off the floor, your lower back or that sacrum's off the floor, you're not going to capture what's going on in those hips. So we got to press the hip down, anchor it. You can play with straightening out the legs. Let's say you can't straighten out the legs and have a hold of your feet. Well, then just let go of your feet. Take the hands to the inside of the legs and just provide some overpressure. You can rock. You can do one leg at a time. You can do a half happy baby, which will capture an adductor muscle quite differently here. Boy, there's so many things that you can do that are for you. Okay, so again, we hug the knees back in towards the chest. We hug your right knee in towards your chest as you send left leg all the way out to the floor. Left hand to the outside of the right leg, extending your right arm out, palm is up, taking the knee across the body. Now, again, lots of things you can do here. You can have the foot in front of the knee. If you actively engage left leg, it deepens the stretch without you having to find depth. You can hook the toe behind the knee. You can also grab the foot, okay? And playing around. It's not to get the legs straight. It's just to loosen and get a release, and maybe the leg gets a little straighter than what it was before, okay? And release. We come back to center, hugging both knees in towards the chest, wiggling those hips, hugging your right knee in towards, left knee in towards the chest as you send the right leg out to the floor. Taking the right hand to the outside of the left leg, extending left arm out, taking the knee across the body. And again, once again, can activate the right leg, just noticing it will change the stretch. Foot in front of the thigh, behind the thigh, or grabbing that foot. You do all of them. Again, it just depends on how you can stay in that pose, on how you release. I release fairly fast, which I'm grateful for. Not everybody's going to have that option, so you can hang out in any one of those. And of course, if you need more stretching, you can visit one of my gentle yoga classes where I spend 35-40 minutes on doing just that. And now find a shavasana. What does that mean for you today? Does that mean lying flat on your back, legs straight? Does that mean you're in butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana? What does that look like for you today? Again, we're just taking these last few moments to allow the mind and the body to acclimate to each other before you take on either the rest of the day or the rest of the evening. Just connecting really now, that big, huge focus now on the breath itself. Okay. Just the breath itself. Noticing how the body expands. The whole body expands on an inhale, how the whole body will collapse on an exhale. And noticing that how the air comes in through the nose. And again, just allowing this breath to help ground you, that clarity that we need for the ongoing days. So we can fill ourselves back up full of that love, that groundedness, that compassion, so we can extend it out to others. Go ahead and bring your awareness back to your breath, wiggling your toes and your fingers, the ankles, the wrists, and bringing your arms up overhead for that nice big stretch as you come back into your space. And rolling either to the right or to the left. And then coming up to a comfortable seated position, eyes are soft or closed to seal in your practice. Not only getting physically stronger, but this helps us get mentally and emotionally and spiritually stronger so we can take on more of these days with courage, with love, compassion, to share this with other people. So thank you for viewing, and thank you again for your presence, and namaste.